everyone, and welcome to the Weekly Rewind presented by Attractions Magazine. This episode is for Sunday, November 13th, 2016. I'm your host, Banks Lee. Now, missed it last week because I was out of town on vacation, but we're back this week to show you the past 7 days of our Twitter feed at Attractions. So let's get started last Sunday on November 6th. Strolling around Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival. These are the only votes that really matter with the election happening last week. When you're at Food and Wine, of course, voting for beer or wine. Personally, I vote for beer. November 7th, over at Disney Springs, we got to try out some new seasonal fall flavors over at Vivali Gelato at Disney Springs, and some of them include pumpkin spice, maple pecan, cannoli, tiramisu, and apple pie. That night on November 7th, we were over at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdoms, now happening on select nights through December, and this is something you have to do every time. You got to take advantage of this. Free hot chocolate and cookies as much as you want throughout the whole party. Also new this year is a meet and greet at Very Merry with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde from Zootopia. They have a meet and greet over near Buzz Lightyear in Tomorrowland, and this is significant because for regular park guests during regular hours, Nick and Judy do not do meet and greets. They just appear at Move It, Shake It, Dance, and Play It. So this is the first time guests have been able to get a photo with them in a meet and greet at Walt Disney World. Of course, don't forget to pick up your free Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom Christmas card for the party. This is free to all guests, and this year it includes Goofy on it. We'll have a look at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on this week's episode of the show on Thursday, so you don't want to miss that. November 8th, of course, was Election Day here in the United States, and to celebrate that, the Orlando Eye did a special lighting scheme where, based on who was winning in the polls, the red or the blue side would become larger or smaller. It was fun to watch over the night. And of course, the results of that election were that Donald Trump was the 45th president would become the 45th president of the United States. And to celebrate, Madame Tussauds announced on November 9th that a Donald Trump wax figure will be going to their London, New York, Washington, D.C., and Orlando locations by January 20th, by the time the inauguration happens. The Orlando location will be keeping their Barack Obama figure and placing them somewhere else in the museum. Over at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, we noticed that the construction for their annual full-size gingerbread house is underway in the lobby there. This will be open in full on November 16th. It's always fun to go visit this place. So they actually sell gingerbread cookies from the house, and the smell is just, Christmas. Gotta love it. November 10th, we were over at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex to check out the brand new Heroes and Legends featuring the Astronaut Hall of Fame. There will be a segment about this on a future episode of the show, so yeah, you gotta check this out. That night on November 10th, we were getting a preview of Ice over at Gaylord Palms. This opens officially on November 18th. Theme this year, as you can tell, is a Charlie Brown Christmas. November 11th, we were over at the Magic Kingdom for one of the days of filming for several Disney holiday specials. Of course, one being the Christmas Day special that they do every year, and then there's two new ones happening this year, one on Disney Channel based on Descendants, and then a brand new Thanksgiving night special. They were filming all of them over 4 days this past week at Walt Disney World, and we were there for the one at the Magic Kingdom on the 11th. Lots of fans of Descendants were at Magic Kingdom for the filming, especially for the one that's going to be the Descendants special on Disney Channel, because that's hosted by Sophia Carson and Cameron Boyce. You can see video of them filming Jolly to the Core down Main Street over on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/attractionsmagazine. Same day on November 11th over at Disney Springs, we found out that Santa Claus is now meeting guests daily over at Marketplace from noon to 10 p.m. Now, the queue for this works the same way as that Princess meet and greet that happened inside World of Disney last month, where you're going to go up, you check in, you'll get a pager, and then you will, when the pager goes off, you'll come back and hop in line. That way you can go shopping, go eat, go do other things instead of waiting in line the entire time. Also over there at Disney Springs, they have a brand new Christmas tree trail for the holiday season this year. Now this has 15 different Christmas trees decorated based off various Disney movies and properties. This one, of course, here decorated for Tangled. Moving on to November 12th, we were over at Old Town and getting a look at construction on their brand new Ferris wheel. Looking pretty good. Looks like all they got to do left is attach the buckets. And finally, on November 12th, Universal shared some photos of Jimmy Fallon in tight pants, filming some scenes over at Universal Orlando. Not sure what for yet. We don't know if this is going to be a commercial for the new Jimmy Fallon ride at studios or if it's going to be for the ride itself. We'll find out hopefully very soon. And that's going to do it this week for the Weekly Rewind. Normally we would have our Last Week On segment right here where we take a look back at the past week of our original shows on YouTube, but a few of the shows had to skip last week, so we're going to skip the look back for this week, but we'll return next week with a look back at our original shows for this week. Speaking of this week, be sure to tune into the show. Like I talked about earlier, this Thursday we will be at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and we're going to be filming at IAAPA as well, the annual Attractions Expo. Always a lot of fun. Look around there. So also be sure to follow us on Twitter and on Snapchat and Facebook and all the socials to see when we post photos from that. Until next week, guys, have fun. We'll see you later.